from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to get sleepy here, get cozy, and get ready to get back with our friends Richard, Warren, and Jiff, and many more. It's time for a bedtime story. Welcome to Sleep With Me, by the way. If you're new, I'm glad you're here. This is a podcast that's a bit different. I'm here to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff, to talk to you and tell you a story and ramble on and on and on so that you could fall asleep, or at least have some company in the deep dark night while you fall asleep. A little bit different than most stuff that's out there. I'm here to be your friend in the deep dark night and make it, I don't know, to have a friendly voice and a friendly a bore bud. So it does take some getting used to if you're new. I'm really glad you're here, though. I really want to help you out. And I'll have other sleep podcasts and stuff I'll talk about later in case the show doesn't work for you. But what most people who are regular listeners to the show say is, like, give it a few tries, see how it goes. Yeah, you got nothing to lose. But I'm glad you came by. This beginning of the show is just to welcome you in. And regular listeners, holy moly, is it great to see you. Yeah, so, welcome to Sleep With Me. What we got coming up, support, then a long meandering intro meant to ease you into bedtime. And then later on will be our episodically modular series, get Besos. So I'm glad you're here. And these are like the way we're able to do this. You know, a lot of people enjoy this ad-supported version linearly. Some people support the show directly, or support our sponsors, or spread the word about the show. So if you want to give back to the podcast because you get something out of it, this is a way to do it. Like, you could just simply spread the word about the show, or you could support the show actively. Or if you say, I don't know about spreading the word about this show, you could spread the word about podcasting in general. Eventually, it's probably like 1 out of a million people. I don't know. Like, if a million people started listening to podcasts, I think we'd have a better chance than 1 in a million, but let's just say that. So, but I mean, podcasts are great either way, even if people don't listen to this show, right? So, yeah, thanks again for coming by. And here's a couple of ways we get to do it for you twice a week. Sleep With Me podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots here, and this is where I talk about supporting the show directly, so how we're able to be here for you on a regular basis, particularly if you count on Sleep With Me like 3 nights a week, 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week, or you listen all night long. If you listen to that many episodes or you listen all night long, it is kind of critical, because if you lean on the podcast that much, we kind of need to lean on you too. Those super listeners, like we like to call them, are just that get put into a stupor. But if you identify with, I'm going to talk about what Mark did and why Mark supported the show. Go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus right now and sign up to support the show. So Mark said, I chose to support the show to skip the ads and the Mystery Bard song. While beautiful, it also woke me up. With the ad-free, story-only, and all-night episodes, Sleep With Me Plus is the ultimate sleep experience. I also wanted to make sure the show was there for new listeners who use the ad-supported version like I did for years. And I'm proud of supporting an artist who is so unique and hardworking. And I also feel less guilty while listening to the intros. So thanks, Mark. And yeah, if you identify with Mark said, if you already know you want to support the show, that's really, you're the one I'm talking to right now that already want to support the show, but there's just something little getting in your way. Use Mark's words and just take that step right now. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Your support does mean a lot to us. Otherwise, I wouldn't ask, right? That's sleepwithmepodcast.com/PLUS. Sign up right now. Thanks. Oh, Mystery Bard. A lot of people help out on this show. Who are they?
Chris Posty Poster Son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes. Carl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team. see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. You can support Dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Anna like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. Oh, Mystery Bard, by the way, did you know if you sign up for Sleep Phones, we're giving you some access to Sleep With Me Plus? So if you go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleepphones, not only the most comfortable way to listen to Sleep With Me, you can get those Sleep With Me branded sleep phones. You could use the code Sleep With Me to save $5 off your order. And then when you get your sleep phones, you just send a message to Scooter through the contact form on our website, and you'll get access to Sleep With Me Plus. So get those sleep phones, sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleepphones, and then send us a message. Thanks, everybody. Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it the bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. It could be thoughts on your mind, thoughts about the past, the present, the future, thinking thoughts, old thoughts, new thoughts, borrowed thoughts, blue thoughts. Holy mackerel. I don't know how many thoughts I've had about holy mackerels before, but I do use that word a lot. I don't know if I've had, no offense to mackerels everywhere. I mean, mackerels are probably like, yeah, just keep me out of it. Like, thanks, Scoots. Up until this point, and every time you use the term holy mackerel, which is 8,000 times, but yeah, like that's fine to use that. That's just that phrase has lost all meaning. But please don't bring us in. We'd just prefer to be out there. Are you a cold water fish? Did you just listen to anything I said? I just wondering if you're one of those cold water fishes. I mean, because you're certainly coming across that way right now. We don't appreciate that. Okay, I'm now looking to get on the bad side of a mackerel. I mean, what's the good side of a mackerel? Do you think you're really funny? No, I mean, no, I'm barely humorous. That's the whole thing with this show. But now I got to win you. Like, do you want me to, like, could you pretend if I sang you a song? I can't sing in this podcast, but I could come visit and sing to you. Well, I'm in a mackerel. I'm the archetypal mackerel within you. Okay, in that case, then you should be able to answer my. What's your good? Could I get on your good side? Well, Scoots, I think I'm within you. So if we're talking about good sides and bad sides, I don't even want to get. We shouldn't get into it. Okay, well, if you're within me, then you're a cold water fish for sure. Yeah, it's deep running here. The water's runs shallow but cold within you. I think you got that phrase wrong. Oh, no, I didn't. All right, well, moving on. Whether it's thoughts, you're having a conversation with your internal archetypal mackerel, which apparently there is one because it's talking back to me. I mean, I don't know. When I picture you, though, this is not pandering. You're very brilliant. I mean that in a way, I guess archetypally. Like, I feel like if I saw you, when I see you in my mind's eye, you are very, I don't know, is iridescent the right word? Sparkling, shiny, even when, like, within the water, because, the light in the water looks cool, looks even cooler. I always think, now I'm pandering. When I see the light in the water, I say, man, it can't get any better than that. And now I see the light reflecting off of you, shining off of you. And if it wasn't a sleep podcast, I'd be breathless and wordless. And most of that is true. Like, I mean, seriously, you look really good. Hopefully that's what mackerels look like, but at least the mackerel within me, you look that way. Okay, thanks, Scooter. You can move on now. Okay, so whether it's thoughts, feelings, anything coming up for you emotionally, maybe they're related to those thoughts, maybe they're left over from the day. Feelings can come up or they're there, they're waiting for you. Could be physical sensations, changes in time, temperature, routine. You could be going through something, getting over something, traveling. You could have guests, whatever it is. The reason I run through all that is to let you know you're not alone. And I know that is a strange thing to say with a podcast, right? But I know what it's like for me. And lonely isn't the right word for it, but there's something that happens even when I'm sharing a room with somebody or, whatever, like sharing a home with somebody, roommate, my sibling, whatever it is, that when I can't sleep, I feel like I'm the only one. And that no one understands me. And my experience has been that a lot of people can't understand me. I say, okay, well, I just couldn't sleep last night. Oh, why not? I don't know exactly. I was thinking about stuff, and then I just couldn't fall asleep. Well, why don't you try it? And I say, okay, like I've learned enough, I mean, most of the time it feels like they're saying, well, you're doing it wrong. But I'm trying to do, oh, yeah, well, I mean, why don't you try doing it like, why don't you try doing it the right way? And they say, I don't exactly get, well, you got to try, doing it the way you're supposed to do it. But I'm just trying to fall asleep. I don't like, well, what exactly was the last thing you remember going through your mind? An archetypal mackerel? Well, there's your problem right there. Like I said, you're doing it wrong. So, I don't know. And sometimes that dialogue just happens in my head, like it did just now, but other times it's with other people. And it's not just that, right? I don't know. There's something about the deep, dark night. That's why I call it the deep, dark night. And I don't know what your experience with sleep is and not being able to sleep or needing a break during the day. But I think I could probably relate to some of the feelings. But even if I can't, here's the really good news. Maybe I can relate to how you feel and see you and let you know you're seen and say, yeah, that's tough. But even if I can't, you say, no, there's no way you could get it. There's enough people listening right now that somewhere in the world there is somebody that gets it for you. And they're there right now. They might be in bed or they might be getting comfortable or getting ready for bed or taking a break. And they're thinking of you because they know what it's like. And they really are holding a soft spot for you here on the podcast. And all they're hoping is that this podcast can help you like it helped them. And they say, well, I don't even know, this podcast doesn't even make any sense. I didn't think it would help me either, but it does. So that's why I make the show, because one day, if this podcast can help you out and keep you company, whether it's temporary or long-term, maybe you occupy that kind, inviting, warm place for somebody else. And it's pretty effortless. You just got to lie there and barely smile and say, you're welcome here. I'm glad you're here. I get it. I know what it was like for me, and it's not easy. So that's why I make the show. I also make the show because you deserve a good night's sleep. You deserve a place where you get the rest you need so your life is more manageable. That your bedtime doesn't have rigmarole or you dread going to bed or you start worrying about it on Friday, like how you're going to fall asleep on Sunday. That's what it was like for me for the longest time. And so, yeah, that's why I make the show. You deserve it. You deserve the rest you need so your life is manageable. And ideally, you'd be out there flourishing and your world will be a better place. And if your world's a better place, our whole world really is a better place. That's the truth. It's a fact. And that's the world I want to be in, where your world's a better place and you're flourishing. So what I do here is I send my voice across the deep, dark night. I'm using lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, superfluous tangents. So I'm going to go off topic. I'm going to get mixed up. I'm going to have some like side conversations, maybe meet some mackerels. What would a term be like when you're hanging with mackerels? I can't think of one. I was trying to think of like, I don't know, like, are you talking you two to me or whatever? But I don't know. Making, is there an M word for conversation? Mackerels, macro with mackerels. How about Macklemore on mackerels? There we go. That's a show. Macklemore, if you're available, or if the two Scotts, Adam Scott if Adam and Scott want to make another podcast, Macklemore on mackerels, it could have one. It might only have a half an episode. It could be like, hey, Macklemore, tell us what you know about mackerels. Not much. All right, that's been Macklemore on mackerels. Thanks, everybody. We wrapped up a great season here with Macklemore on mackerels. Oh, boy, was it exciting. Macklemore, do you have anything more to say about mackerels? I think they might be shiny and nice. You heard it here, folks. Shiny and nice. That's Macklemore. Maybe Macklemore. Call me maybe Macklemore on I'm just trying to think of like maybe Macklemore. Maybe mackerels. Call me maybe Macklemore. Call me Macklemore. Maybe mackerels. Call me mackerels. No, you can't say it that way. Maybe call me Macklemore on mackerels. I don't know. There's a lot. Anyway, what was I saying? Thoughts, feelings, physical sensations, change, whatever's keeping you awake. Send my voice across the deep, dark night. Lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones. That means my voice is not traditionally soothing. Pointless meanders and superfluous tangents. I don't even know where that one came from. But, I mean, I could go all day. Go ahead, Macklemore. Oh, I was just thinking... Are mackerels cold water fish? That's a question I've been waiting my whole lifetime to hear you ask that question, and I don't know the answer. But we're wondering, are mackerels cold water fish? You could reach us at 1-800 mackerel. I don't know. Okay, so you may be wondering. Let's just get to this part. Like most people, when they get to the show, by this point, they're a little bit dismayed, right? You say, I tuned in for a sleep podcast, and what is this? And I'd say, you're right. I was skeptical. I've been trying to find something to help me fall asleep, and I heard about the show, or I just stumbled on it. And now you're going on and on about Macklemore and what is this, 2009? It's a whoa. I think you could say this is 2012 or something, maybe even 13 or 14. I mean, we haven't had peak mackerel yet, so it could be any time. Well, I don't know even what my point was. Sorry about that. But, you may be dismayed, right? You see, I don't get what is happening here. So here's the thing to know. Most people, when they get here, they have that reaction. Now, some people never get over it, right? This podcast is an acquired taste. I mean, seriously, it's a pretty small portion that would be like, I could listen to you ramble, but I could see that as an imaginary podcast, Macklemore and mackerels. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, that's my reaction. I mean, I can picture Macklemore sitting there, studious. Okay. And then, I could fill up they say, okay, we're going to show you some pictures. Let us know which one's the mackerel. I mean, maybe Macklemore is a fisher person, so that maybe Macklemore knows more. I don't know. I'm sure that the mackerels would say, if anyone can, you can hold us. Please hold us, Macklemore, under the water. We don't like to be held, though, but hold us with your essence. So, okay. Yeah. We could head down to the thrift shop. We could get I'm sure we could find a mackerel tie. Somewhere in the world, there's a thrift shop with a mackerel tie. I mean, on planet Earth, the odds are, I hope. So most people get to the show, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you is the website. If you never think you're going to listen again, check that website out because that has other sleep podcasts and sleep audio on there that can help you fall asleep because you still deserve a good night's sleep. Even if you loathe me in the podcast, it's totally cool. Like I said, this is acquired taste. So that's one thing. The other thing is like this is a podcast you kind of just passively listen to, almost like background noise. I'm barely entertaining. I'm not entertaining. I'm not funny. I'm humor-like, humor adjacent. I'd like to be Mackerel or Macklemore adjacent, but I'm not. But at least I'm humor adjacent. I'm fact adjacent too. We're pretty sure about that. So, it's just a podcast. It's just like, I don't know, like out of focus picture. Also, I'm not here to put you to sleep. I've been making the show 11 years, kind of the first sleep podcast and bedtime story for grown-ups, idea. But I am actually not here to put you to sleep. I'm here to, just like a bedtime story, I'm here to keep you company and tell you a bedtime story so you could fall asleep. I'm here to, there's no pressure to fall asleep with this show. The episodes are over an hour, so you don't have to think about it. If you need a break during the day or you can't sleep at all, I'm here to the very end for you, to the very end of the episode. And that's important to me. What else? I'm here to be your boar friend, your boar bay, your boar sib, your boar bee, your neighbor, your boarman, your boars, your boar bee, your Boris Borloff, your boar sib, your boar cuz, your boar bruh, your boar bestie, best boar friend forever. I'm here to keep you company while you fall asleep, to be some distraction outside of you that's not particularly interesting, but it's just interesting enough you could kind of listen. So those are two things. The other thing I like to tell people about when they're new or they're a regular listener is the structure of the show. Because when you're new, I don't know, people get I just want to meet you where you are. If you're like, why is a show like this? I'd say, yeah, let me tell you. And then you could kind of experiment as you become a regular listener. Most people enjoy this particular ad-supported linear version of the show. But there's ways to adjust it, so don't worry. I'll talk about that in a second. But all our shows start off with a greeting. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So you feel seen and welcomed in. Then I try to think of something witty to say, and I usually fumble that. But at least you get the tone. You say, okay, this is like a silly, goofy podcast. It's humor and fact adjacent. You get that tone. So you say, okay, I might check it out. I may give you a little bit more of my time. And that's a big ask, in my opinion. So I appreciate that. Then there's support so that paying for the podcast is optional. If you prefer something without ads, you get that on Sleep With Me Plus. But most people like this version of the podcast. Then after that is a long, meandering intro. The intro is separate from the support and, it's long and meandering. I mean, this one, I say, man, I never thought those two things would come up together. Mackerel and Macklemore. And even if you were listening, you say, well, I was trying to figure out a way to talk about mackerels more and what would rhyme with them. And then my brain said, burr, 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 just in, Macklemore. And I said, holy cow, you're right. So that's one reason we make the intro is to see what comes out of it. Because it's kind of like before bed, we're friends goofing around, hanging out, and winding down. So I introduce it, the podcast is in a similar structure every time, but different stuff bubbles up through my brain. So you say, okay, my friends always got something new and strange idea to talk about. Like this new podcast, it only lasted, it had 2 episodes. It was 45 seconds total time, running time. And it was called Macklemore on Mackerels. And then he pitched the Blockbuster podcast with Carly Rae Jepsen and Macklemore called Call Me Maybe Macklemore. And that was also a famous rom-com that may have taken place in my imagination as well. Happened at Canada's Wonderland. And, yeah, so, I mean, but I got to get, so, the intro goes on and on and on, though. Not just so we get to know each other and hang and goof around, but also to ease you into bedtime. Just going to sleep has never worked for me. So a lot of people, while a small percentage of people do fall asleep, most people are getting ready for bed, in bed getting comfortable or winding down, because that's what's just been shown to work. So that's why the intro goes on and on and on to ease you into bedtime. Then there's support. Oh, if you want to skip the intro, there's bedtime stories from Sleep With Me, which is in your podcast app. Then there's support after the intro, and then there'll be a bedtime story, our episodically modular series with our friends Jeff RW and James. And that's it. I'm really glad you're here. I really appreciate your time. Like I said, it does take a lot. It's a big ask for you to check out a sleep podcast. If you've had trouble sleeping like I have, and you tried a ton of stuff, and this show just doesn't work for everybody, but for the people it works for, it take a couple times, and you say, oh, okay, now I get that the show never barely made any sense. But it's also like, I had no idea I was looking for a podcast where someone would go on strange tangents and then tell me a story. But I have been looking for this my whole life. So, and I mean, that's what people will say about those Macklemore podcasts too. So, you say, I enjoy the music of Macklemore. And there'll be a subset of people that say, and I enjoy hearing Macklemore and Carly Rae Jepsen talk, or Macklemore talk about fish. So I'm glad you're here. I really work hard. I yearn and I strive. And I really hope we can help you fall asleep. And thanks again for coming by. And here's a couple ways we were able to do it for you. Thanks. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots here in this part of the show where I say, hey, if you get a lot out of Sleep With Me, right? You listen to Sleep With Me 2 or more times a week. You listen to more than 2 episodes a week. I'd love it, if you go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. That's sleepwithmepodcast.com/PLUS right now, and sign up to support the show. And then tomorrow, when you're resting, you could set up the bonus content. Because this message is only for those people, right? Those people who already know you want to support the show. It's just getting you over that last thing to go to that website and sign up. I'm not here to convince anybody because, like another supporter said, hey, I get more than I give, right? So Susan said, feels good to support a talented, hardworking creator who generously shares his life experience, sense of humor, care, and compassion with his audience. I found great comfort and or happy distraction in so many episodes. And here's to many more years to Sleep With Me and Ray episodes. And it feels good because I know my support back makes a huge difference and I get a lot of value out of the podcast. And that is from Susan, right? So if you get a lot of value out of podcasts like Susan did, if you love Ray, Fearless Flyers, you want more, and you want the show to be around for you and for everybody else, right? And you want to empower the show back for what it does for you. Go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. That's sleepwithmepodcast.com/PLUS. But thank you so much, Susan, and everybody who supports the show, whether it's through Sleep With Me Plus, through referring people to the show, or sponsors. I appreciate it. All right, hey, everybody, Scooter here. Welcome to our episodically modular series. You get Besos, Big Farm in the Sky, PI. It's episodically modular series with a touch of seriality, double touch of seriality. Today's episode will be particularly episodic. It will be, it'll be an attempt to be. What does episodically modular mean? It means that you can listen to these in any order, and it's a little bit different, something we've done before. This is the 5th episode I'm recording, but you can listen to the first 4. I'm going to do my best to catch you up, but this one I'll catch up as in a sense of It'll catch you up quick because quick but slow, you know what I'm saying? Just because, I don't know, I think this one's somewhat episodic. Episodic just kind of means, I don't know, self-contained-ish, recurring characters, procedural. These are all, what are you, the guy from Newhart that just talks in lingo now? It could be if you need me to be. But no, it's, they're just, I don't know. Like there's two characters. Again, why don't you tell me about it? And then, okay. So there's two main characters, RW and, James. They're best friends. I take it. They're on a mission to help people. They live a post-earthly existence. They began their post-earthly existence in this series in like a very beige place, sometimes known as limbo, or what's the other one called? Like a middle place. For how do I even know? Purgatory. And they decided, well, Richard R.W. decided, hey, what about all these people in mythology and fiction? Like, what happens to somebody if they don't go to the middle place and then they have to do something repetitive? For example, an imaginary example would be like, what if somebody, I mean, I guess this would be different, but yeah, they stubbed their toe kind of like over and over again. And they never learn their, like, you see, did you never learn your lesson, or is somebody setting you up? And Richard Warren would say, I don't think his intentions are this good. I'll just be honest. I know him pretty well. But he would frame it as, that's not okay. You got this person stubbing their toe on a regular basis. Like, who are you to tell somebody to, like basically like that? I mean, I don't know, maybe we'll find out his motivations at some point, but, and James is his best friend. And James says, well, I don't think it's that simple, Richie. Like, there's someone like a god, a goddess, a demigod. Like, there's reasoning behind the toe stubbing. And RW would be like, I don't care. Like, I mean, again, he would frame it as, I feel bad for this person stubbing their toe, and we need to put a stop to it. And then James would basically be like, well, how would you propose that? He says, well, we'll rescue them from this toe stubbing situation. We'll remove them from the toe stubbing. I think it's pretty accurate. So over and over again, I don't know if they did successfully do it once. Strangely enough, with Javert from Les Mis, where I don't even know, but they did help Javert. So I don't know who they're going to be out to help in this episode. Could be somebody archetypal or not. I mean, RW would say, how could you be more archetypal than Javert? And I'd say, they say, please, who's in charge of the spot? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm buying time for a Hollywood announcer, Mr. Antonio Banderas. Antonio, let me just hand you your script. Yes. There's no script here. It's a blank page. The friends beyond the binaries, the ladies and gentlemen, the boys and girls, it's time to get Besos, big farm in the sky. Pi, yeah. Whoa, boy. I'm speechless. I mean, I'm not speechless, but that was spectacular. Almost like it was written for you. But I know you're saying and laughing that it wasn't. You improv'd it. You put the improve in improv. You do. I don't know if that's a saying in improv, because I think it's supposed to be like somehow, you're just one of those people that's in this, you can get in the zone, not the AutoZone zone. Does anybody say you put the improve in improv? He shrugs his head. Well, anyway, thanks. That's Mr. Antonio Banderas, and this is Get Besos, big farm in the, we get big Besos, big farm in the sky, PI. Listen, Richie, I just don't think I think you're getting things confused. So, I don't know. Let me just try to clear my head to listen. So, okay, James, I'm going to have to explain to you. You're just having, James, what you see, when you see yourself, when you see something and you see yourself, you're always displeased. I'm sorry, was that I can explain it to you. All right, well, so, because I can barely see anything. Do you actually know, so we've, let me just focus on the good news and then you can explain it to me. Okay, James, always, so Javert's mom, that's good, right? We did do that. I mean, even though I'm not comfortable with the way we did, and Skiffy has a boat, which seemed to have been working when we left. And the person working with us seems to be very effective, but they haven't found a GIF yet. So those are good things. Are you sure you know where you're going? James, I know. We're just going to keep moving. 1 foot in front of the other, they say. The thing I was trying to say, James, is that Sisyphus is like you, and that's why you don't believe the Sisyphus myth. No, that's not what I said. I said I think you're getting Sisyphus confused with someone else. And now I'm so confused. The person. Okay, James, you are confused because you're too close. Oh, sorry, I can't see anything. No, not too close to me. Too close to the subject, Sisyphus. Sisyphus was well known. Let me just talk to you as we go here. It'll pass the time. You could hear my voice. So Sisyphus, long time ago, there was someone named Sisyphus. James Sisyphus will say. J.S. James something Sisyphus. And he loved looking at himself. Oh, boy, did he. Preening like a bird, I would say, in mirrors, in shiny things. I mean, he couldn't decide if he liked himself in brass or copper or glass more or water, right? And sometimes, there were people who actually liked Sisyphus. Sisyphus even considered some people his best friend. But he was really thinking, oh, boy, I'm hot stuff. And Sisyphus even liked the water, looking at himself in the water. Now, one day, unbeknownst to Sisyphus, he headed out and found this pond. Now, this just wasn't any pond, James. This was a magical pond because this is happening, not post-earthly world, an altar, Sisyphus was in a realm of gods and goddesses and stuff like that. So there Sisyphus was looking in the pond. Oh, boy, do I look at those ripples. Those aren't how youthful and vigorous I look in this pond. And then they shouted across the pond, look at me, to hear the echoing back. But there wasn't anybody there to give them attention other than their reflection. And for a second, they realized, but they didn't recognize that that's what friendship's about, right? Being a friend to someone is more important than staring at yourself. Okay, Richie, is this, where did you learn this version of Sisyphus about? Okay, but so Sisyphus's best friend was so wise, James, an inventor, leader, a genius, and he was always designing new things to benefit the people of the realms and also assigning, craftspeople, magic and crafts and all those things, but to have stuff like tools that you could be used, lifetime warranty tools, James, not just, as I've said before, places to be preened. Okay, Richie, I'm pretty sure you had photos and, okay, this isn't about us, James. This is about Sisyphus. I thought you wanted to learn about Sisyphus. Okay, please go ahead. Are we making progress? Oh, we're making progress. I don't know, James. Are you ready to make progress? I'm ready. Yes, Richie, please keep telling me about Sisyphus. I'm ready. Okay, James. Your voice didn't sound like you were serious about it, but now his friend wanted to give him a chance to break the spell he had cast on himself of love of himself only. And only skin deep. I mean, he didn't know that the other things about himself that could have been improved, James Sisyphus did not. But he sent a magical frog, his good friend, W.R., the inventor, the craftsperson, a magical mechanical frog to get James's attention and ask him, hey, come on, we got stuff to do. Can you focus less on yourself and more on the task at hand? You have a great friend that misses you being around, and you just, okay, I get this part, Richie. He likes looking at himself. His friend's trying to help him with a magical frog, a mechanical frog, mechanical and magical, James. Magic and science together. Okay, great. So tell me. Well, here's the thing. The Sisyphus said, can't everybody see me? And the frog said, ribbit, the frog was trying to get him to and talk to him so his friend could give him a message. But he said, look at me. And then, the gods were very displeased about this too, by the way, James. I mean, I guess you're in too much of a hurry to get to that part, but there was no echo anymore. And the frog would just say, ribbit. And there was something about the ribbit of the frog that really bothered Sisyphus. And so Sisyphus took the frog and lifted it up. And remember, this is a magical, mechanical frog, James. Has to have a power source. Okay, Richie. And he said to this frog, do you see me? And tried to get the frog to look at his image. But, then he fell into the pond with the frog. He was going to toss the frog, by the way, James. So frog, many work hours put into it, and vision. A visionary had workers make this frog for him. Okay, I got you, Richie. So he wanted the frog. First, the gods removed the echo. So he was yelling, everybody look at me. No one looked at him. He was starved for attention, right, Richie? Oh, was he, James? Now we're making progress. I could feel us on our journey making progress. Okay, so he the gods were like, no echo for you, James Sisyphus. Correct. And then his good friend said, hey, come on home. Let's just stop staring at ourselves and you can help me with an adventure. Yeah, or just hang out a little bit, And he sent along this magical, electrical, mechanical frog. But James was just too blind to all that, too self-obsessed. Self-absorbed, I would say, James. Self-absorbed, self-obsessed. So he took the frog and was going to throw the frog if the frog didn't acknowledge his beauty. And then he fell into the pond with the frog. Correct, James. And then he went to another realm because of the frog's power source. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, right, James? He didn't know, never put a powered frog, magical, mechanical frog in a pond with you. It's a small pond, more of a small bog. Okay, so that's how he entered this realm where we're looking for him. Even though I don't know if you can look for some... there's a Sisyphus that most people, are there two Sisyphuses? Well, James, that would be Sisyphi, right? Well, yeah, I guess you could say, no, I mean, is this James Sisyphus different than the Sisyphus of yore? No, this is the world's Sisyphus, James, the famous one. Okay, so he fell in the pond, went to this other realm, and obviously like he had a lot of shortcomings. So vanity and let me see if I could guess, Richie, because I could tell you're looking at me even though you're not looking at me. Not a good friend, not appreciative of friendship. So he had to become an archetype of like, if you're too vain and you're too vain for friendship, like, and that's just my limited version, right, Richie? Right, James? But I'm with you. And disappointing your great friends that send you great gifts. Well, it wasn't a gift. He didn't quite earn a gift. The frog was just there to tell him to come back. So, yeah, so then so that's how he ended up rolling the boulder up the hill. No, Sisyphus does not roll a boulder, James. That is that other one, Tartar or whatever. Okay. Because I think you're mixing up like three different... James, please. Okay, so you're not mixing up three different things or changing them? Okay, so remember, the lesson that God... If you get a magical frog from your friend to get your attention... Well, yeah, the stuff... I think you're right, James. So the God said, you're going to be in this bog, but you won't be able to drink the bog water. You'll just have to sit in this bog for a long time. Okay. So we're going to go get Sisyphus out of the bog. Well, James, that remains to be seen. If Sisyphus is ready like you are, maybe you could be helpful to Sisyphus and explain your similarities. Richie, see that? See what, James? Like up there in the sky. Okay, do you understand? Whoa, you're right, James. That's, yeah, whoa. Is that a comet? No, James, it's round and spinning. It's it's like a spinning circle or something. Could be I guess it's not a plane. They don't have planes here, right? No, James, it's not a plane. If you think it's a phoenix? No, James, this is that's a bird. Sounds like there's a noise coming off of it, like a whine noise or like a 2-syllable noise. There is a noise coming off it, James. So yeah, you think it's a UFO? What's that, James? I'm afraid to answer because you must know what a UFO is. No, James, you're using terminology. That's not the correct terminology. That's why I refuse to answer that. I refuse to acknowledge those letters together. What do you mean? Okay, it's because those letters are incorrect, no longer used by reasonable people like myself. Okay, so what is that thing in the sky then? It's OAV, James. An OAV. Yeah, that's going to be the new terminology. I mean, they changed it from your terminology, your Sisyphean terminology. Don't know if okay, James, but then they tried some new stuff. But I know what they're going to be calling it soon is OAV one day. OAV, observed alien vehicle, James. That's we're observing it. Observed alien vehicle. Okay, how do we know that's OAV? Because we're looking at it, James. I mean, come on. No, I mean the other two parts of it. Well, James, we will know. We're gonna follow. Obviously, it's there for a reason. We're going to follow it. It's helping light the sky. So you're saying this is like this is our way to make first contact, James. We'll be the first ones to make contact. And yeah, we'll prove that we'll confirm that it's a AV, OAV. We're observing it, and it's a AV. Okay, so we're going to follow it, but shouldn't we go to figure out the Tartar Sisyphus thing? James, this is more important right now. But I think we're close, and then you could see that maybe Sisyphus is James. Focus on following the OAV. Okay, Richie, there's just one thing about this OAV stuff. isn't that like an earthly concept? And we're in a post-earthly realm where there's things that are, it could be like a observed angel, OAF, observed OFA, observed flying angel, observed flying demigod. James, it's a circle, and it's making a whining noise. Since I'm also the inventor of the term OAV, I think I know what an OAV is. Yeah, but there's always weird stuff in the sky. Like, look over there. That's like a cloud that looks like wow. It's a cloud that looks like a woman. James, please don't get off track. James, get your head out of the clouds, or the rest of you out of the clouds. Okay, Richie, I guess I'll try to help you with you. Thank you for sending me a magical frog. I mean, that cloud, though. Okay, James, we have to focus on following the OAV. It does seem to be making a pattern of sky crossing. We're moving to an area that's a little clearer. We're out of the darkness. Richie, so you invented the term OAV. I didn't realize you were so into this stuff. James, I'm into first contact. There has someone needs to make first contact with the OAVs. In fiction, they have, but on Earth, we still live in okay. But I guess I'm just trying to think of, like, what if it's a post-earthly OAV, OAV? No, James, it's just it's OAV or not. It doesn't matter where it's also a circle, like you're just not following me. Okay, but what if it's like on Earth it would be observed flying Casper? James, I thought you could appreciate that cloud, though, man. What's the cloud? Because the cloud seems to be following along with what we are. Okay, James, when you were a kid, did you think that, I mean, I guess just like Sisyphus, you thought the sun and the moon were following you too. Yeah, but I guess the cloud, but then how can we follow one thing? I understand, I don't know those concepts, but yeah, I guess when I was a kid, I did think the moon and the sun followed me. And were you right about that, James? No, I guess I wasn't right about it, but, is clouds are closer to the earth than the sun and the moon. James, we're in a different realm, but we have to follow this thing. Also, James, I'm going to need a camera or like one of those, like a motion picture thing. Okay. Why? Well, we need proof. We need proof of first contact, so that the Earth knows this is an OAV, and that I was here. I was the first person to make contact. Right, but Richie, you don't fit. Well, as long as it's somebody official, that makes first contact, James. But it's about the first contact part. Okay, so you have to. I guess no one's made first contact. But I never knew this about you, though. Like, I really feel like in addition to everything else we've gone through, and just in the last walk, man, that cloud, though. Like, Richie, I mean, we're friends. I think I'm attracted to that cloud. James, you just need to follow me. Holy moly. Yeah, but I guess, I just had no idea you were into OAVs, and it's never been a priority of yours that I was aware of. Well, it's first contact, James. Being first is important, obviously, and proving it is even more important, and especially proving that you're first before anybody else, not Blue Sunshine or Blue Steel or any other companies, that they were not first. Okay. What do you think? I don't have a camera, though. Okay, James, we'll try to think of something. I'm going to try to, it seems to be, I'm going to, hello up there. Can you, this is, James, just don't interrupt me, okay? Okay, go ahead. I'm ready. Hello up there. I'm assuming you have some sort of microphone, so I'm not going to yell. I'm intelligent. My name's Richard R.W. You could call me, or Richard Warren. I'm from Earth, and I'm a friend. As long as you're a friend, I'm a friend. Even if you're not a friend, I'd still like to make first contact, and then we could just go our separate ways, because I do have James here, and he's tall. So it'd be great if we make first contact. Also, I'm post-earthly. Even though I'm from Earth, I'm post-earthly. So really, if your intentions are not great, doesn't matter to me. Can't do anything. But I prefer not to have any surprises. But again, I'm going with I could be your friend. I'm James's friend. Well, James is my friend. I'm his best friend. He is my friend. So just wondering if you can understand me up there. Yes. Oh, James, did you hear that? Richie, I heard that. Did you say you could understand me? Yes, I can understand you. All right, well, I'm intelligent, and it's great you can understand me. Richie, I think the voice is coming from the cloud. Okay, James, that's just, you got to understand how these things work. They're trying to throw us, they're throwing their voice like a ventriloquist, or they're moving, it's probably that they're moving faster than the sound can go. So it's just throwing you off. It's good we're together, James. Okay, this is Richard. I'd like to meet you. Here's a question. I'd love to meet you, like you could land or whatever. And I'd love to be the first double check I'm the first Earth person to meet you. And that you could, if you have any cameras on board or, ways of recording visuals, or recording at all, that you could also give to me. Could you bring that with you when you land? James, I got it figured out for the camera. I'll have them take care of it. Okay, would you like me to come to you? Yeah, that'd be great. Richie, it's definitely the cloud talking. I think I saw her lips moving. No, James, it's okay. Okay, we're ready to meet you. Okay, whoa, holy, hi. Richie, hi. Hello, nice to meet you. Okay, wow, so, I'm RW. Are you from are you a cloud-based being? Wow, I'm Richie. I'm James. You're the most beautiful cloud woman I've ever seen. I guess I'm speechless. Hi, speechless. I'm Nefel. Oh, excuse me, James. I don't understand your language. What was that word you used? We are friends. We want to be your friend, probably. But did you bring a camera? Oh, my name's Nefel. Oh, okay. Would you teleport down here? I'm sorry. Okay, how many other beings are on your ship? Does anybody up there have a camera they could loan us? And ideally one that I need instant proof. That's not that's not my ship. I'm Nefel. No, I mean the ship you flew, the ship that's flying around up there. I don't know, maybe you'd use are you from a communal cloud being? Is your planet all cloud people? I am a cloud-based woman. But that's not a ship. That's my ex-husband. Okay. Now, I'm sorry. What maybe you're confused. Maybe did you say that's your ex-husband and not a ship? Yeah, he's a human. Well, post-earthly human, like the two of you. Okay. And he's in a spaceship. No. He's not in a spaceship. Okay, he's in an interplanetary vehicle. No. He's flying around on a wheel. Right, from another world. No. He's on a wheel. Okay, this is, James, could you, this is my friend James. He's going to talk to you for a minute. James, can you find out, it sounds like she's mixed up. Yeah, hey, Nafel, is that right? Yes, it is, Nafel. So that you said that's your ex-husband, right? Yeah. Oh, and you put your ex-husband on your spaceship? No, the gods did. Oh, boy. So the gods gave your ex-husband a vehicle. No, it's not a vehicle. It's a wheel. Okay. We'll just agree that's just a language thing. Okay, so I'm James again. So your ex-husband's on a wheel in the sky? Yeah, there's a rumor going around that you're helping people get out of situations they don't want to be in. Oh, yeah. Me and Richie are always looking to help people. We love helping people. And I'd love to help you. And, what's the intention behind helping your ex-husband? What kind of help does he need? Well, would you be willing to help? Yeah, I think so. I'd love to hear more about it, though, because Richie, we're trying to get to the bottom of why. Okay, so your ex-husband's on a wheel in the sky? Is this like a reconnection thing, or is it your wheel, or... No, the gods put him on a wheel. Okay, so the gods put your ex-husband on a wheel. Is this like Sisyphus with the water or whatever? Oh, yeah, I heard you talking about that. It made me laugh quite a bit. It is, even though it's not like that, obviously. But yeah, he's been told to be on this wheel forever. The wheel is also lighting up the sky. You know what I mean? Permanently. And that sound is him reacting to the light. It's very bright in his eyes all the time. Oh yeah. So you this is why he's your ex-husband? Oh no. There's perfectly good reasons for that. But I just can't, I can't take it. It's, see somebody spinning on a wheel forever with bright lights. It's not good. Makes me want to do something about it. And then the rumors going around about you two. So I wanted to make first contact, to use your term. Okay, good. So we just got to get proof of the first contact. Okay, so I'm just going to need some information from you to help, in order for us to help. Okay, sure. Okay, what planet is your husband from? He's from Earth. Okay, good. It must be a different version of Earth then. Probably copied us. Intelligent life and all that. Did you say you've heard about me and James or just me? Well, yeah, we heard about Javert and some of the other inquiries your partners are making. Oh, we don't have any partners. We got somebody working for us. It's mostly me, and then James has decided to help me out, kind of like assist me. I'm his best friend, so I got to keep it, he looks up to me. Okay, well, I'm just wondering if you could help me, so do you think you're willing to help? Okay, could you tell me exactly, one, I'm taking it you're buying time because you don't have a camera. No, I don't have a camera. Okay, so that's issue one, but, it's not a deal breaker because this is still first contact, your words, not mine. What exactly do you want us to do? I wanted you to get him off the wheel. Okay. Well, that's, get him out of the wheel. Got it. That's doable. I think we're these are shared goals. I'd be great. I'd be very, very grateful. if you could help him. Okay, so I have a couple more questions. James kind of is speechless. You are amazing. You're an amazing cloud person. You seem like you're ethereal, almost like. Do you have? Because we could help you, but we may need you to help us. And I get the sense that you're like a goddess, and I don't mean that in the way James might mean it, like trying to. Oh no, yeah, I'm a cloud version of a goddess. Okay, sounds okay. So what I need, we're happy to help get this situation resolved. First contact. And obviously, you came to the right place because I already have a plan. Okay, what's your plan? Okay, now this does depend on you and your powers. We would need, if you could do something where, you open up a, gap in the sky, and you'll fly the wheel. Or he'll fly the wheel. I don't know. Your technology sounds like it's based on the mind or something. Okay. You'll open up a hole that goes from here to Earth, my Earth, current Earth, current Earth now. Okay. So, we can travel between, yeah. So you want him to go to current Earth. Right, but we'll also need, has to be someplace with a lot of people, and we'll also need, we got to go with him. Okay, well, I can make you a cloud vehicle to follow him in. Oh boy, really? Could you make it look, not like a cloud though? If I imagine some branding of brands I used to make tools. I'd like something that looks like my tools. Okay. Well, I think I can read. I can't totally read your mind, thank goodness, but I can see what you're imagining. And that wouldn't travel there is still wind resistance in the Earth world. Okay. Could you make any modification? Oh boy. Could you make it look like could you make it look like that? No, that still wouldn't, okay. What about, well, that looks like a frog made out of, chrome. Yeah, but it looks it looks like I could have made it, right? Sure. Yeah. I mean, someone a little more polished. Yeah, sure. Okay, good. So, there it is. No, it's not spelled. It's spelled crafts. Okay, never mind. That's fine. As long as they see it. Okay, so we get in here. Oh, each eye is like a bubble for me and James to sit in here. Okay, so you'll open up the sky, and we will follow him through the sky. And then we'll go through to the Earth world, and then we'll take care of everything. James, any questions? Yeah, some private questions for you, Richie. Thank you, Nafel. I'm just wondering if we go to the Earth world. Not sure will we ever meet again? I don't know, James. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Will be great. I mean, if we could do a debrief or whatever, or maybe you could come with us. Last, I have little ones to take care of. Oh, okay. But don't worry, James. There's I take care of them on my own. Oh, okay. So the thing is, hey, Richie, can you inspect that frog, make sure everything's functioning? What is it, James? Well, if you can read my mind, then, but I got other things other than the things that are on my mind. Well, James, I can change, yeah. I'm blushing. Okay, but here's the thing. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to have to come up with some of this plan on the fly. On the frog, James. You'll be on the frog. Yeah, in the frog or whatever. But don't send us a place. I think Richie was thinking like New York or L.A. We're going to need to go to a place like maybe like where out in the desert or something where there's nobody around. Okay, James, I could do that. Why don't you get in the frog and maybe we'll see each other again, but time to go. Okay, yeah, I got to talk to Richie real quick anyway. Okay, the ship has autopilot, so don't worry. James's frog looks pretty good, like it was designed in the mind of a crafts master. Well, it clearly was, Richie. Listen, the frog, can you drive the frog? Oh, I will, believe me. Let's follow that OAV. Okay, but I'm not exactly sure what's happening again. So what's our plan? To go back, to bring this OAV back to our world, and show everyone that first contact has been made. Right, but this is an OAV. It's an observed post-earthly human. James, you're just quibbling on, can you, okay, here's the thing. You're my best friend, right? Right, James? And that frog story really got me. Oh, James, I'm glad you got the message from that. And I just want to help you get what you want because you're the provider of frogs and all that. And, I want to give you what you want. And, I can only do that if I have a better idea of what you you want to make first contact and you want everybody to know it, right? And I'm just wondering, if you could tell me how that would feel, I guess, so I could understand a little bit better. Oh, James, it'd just be a relief. You know, I'm so tired of blue thunder, blue, whatever. People like Jiff just taking all the oxygen out of the room when it comes to this stuff. Not to name names, but, that's what I'm tired of. And I just will be relieved when the earth no longer has to deal with that nonsense. And they say, okay, first contact was made. Maybe it was made by somebody that was that Rich Warren that did that? Or, but we know it wasn't Jiff or anybody else in the Jiff's friends. So, wait a second. So Jiff, wait a second. The oxygen in the room thing. Richie, you're right. We're going through the portal now. Well, what do you mean, James? Well, you're actually right. So the oxygen I don't think there's oxygen in the, I don't know how it works, but there's oxygen on Earth. James, I was using it as a metaphor about people's behavior, like yours and Sisyphus's and Jiff's. No, but so that's a wooden wheel. What is the OAV? James, wood cannot go through space except in novels. No. It's, okay, so it'll, what's lighting it will make it go away. Oh, but we'll have to catch him. Well, what do you mean, James? Okay, just see, I think this frog must, okay, see it's up there? Wait a second. What? We're in the middle of nowhere, James. We're supposed to be in a city with cameras and people. Yeah. Oh, okay. Good news is everything is soft here. This is soft sand. He's getting lower. Let's see if we can, oh, wait, this frog has a tongue, remember those things you used to grab the paper? Yeah, a sticky tongue, sticky string tongue, stretchy tongue. I usually had one that was a hand. I brought them back from Earth one time to Beige World, and I would wait till you were reading the paper, and then I'll pull it from you. Oh boy. Yeah, so if we can use a tongue, like I see the wheel is slowly disappearing. Okay, to do what? To catch him, to take in the being from the ship. But James, nobody's going to see it except for us. Right, but we told Nefel, oh, James, so this is about what you need? No. There's like satellites and stuff observing this. What do you mean? Like cameras in space will be able to see everything that happened. And then they'll see you catching a star. Remember, you catch the starman that falls from the sky. So what we'll do is, I'll handle the tongue. We're going to catch him with our tongue because he's almost, he's starting to lower in altitude. And then what we could do is get on the ground and you can hold him in your arms. And I'm sure this thing, oh yeah, look, that's a camera symbol. We'll take a picture of you holding him with the camera. And then everyone will know you made first contact with the starman. Okay, James, this does sound like a song in a film. Okay, oh, you caught him with the tongue. Okay, so he brought him in to the mouth of the frog. Good thing someone chose a frog as a ship, huh? Yeah, I just have a feeling like we're going to have to bring the ship right back to, like Nefel or something. I didn't think about that too much. Oh, what do you mean, James? Well, like, the resilience of the universe will mean the frog, okay, James, okay, can you land the frog there? All right, get the camera ready. Oh, look at him. Oh, we can look right in through the, right there. There's a bed in the mouth of the frog. Yeah, and he's snuggled up there, so sleepy and peaceful. Like, if only Nefel could see his face and know that you and I provided the peace. He's smiling. Let's put a blanket on him. Okay, James, what about the picture? Well, we'll let him rest, and we'll snuggle him. Look at how happy he is. Hey, James, you know, it is kind of cute looking at him sleeping there. Yeah, he's so restful. Yeah, he is. That makes me tired. I mean, we've had a long day. We're back on Earth. Luckily, we're in the middle of nowhere. So maybe we should rest too. James, maybe we should rest too. Yeah, so let's rest here, Richie, and get some sleep. Good night. Good night, James. And good night. We never found out his name, Richie. OAV. Well, I don't know. All right, good night, everybody. Everybody's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, Helix. I'm going to tuck you in with my Helix message here, because that's where I tuck myself in every single night. Now, ideally, my sweet, sweet Helix, just feet behind me, listening. Sometimes I got to be away from you, but when I'm gone, I miss you. What do I miss about you? I feel like you're really there to meet my needs when I'm sleeping, so I can have the support I need, the comfort I need. It was like a perfect match. I felt like it was I just took this little quiz, I answered a couple questions, and suddenly, in my life, I had you. My dusk lux, you fit my feel preferences. You know I sleep on my side. I sleep on my stomach. You know I like to sleep cool. I don't like it stuffy. And you showed up, apparently you were shipped straight to my door free of charge. And that's where we began our journey together so many years ago. And the cool thing is you're my Helix, right? But there's a lot of people listening. I don't know if you know this, but there's other people listening to our conversation right now. I mean, probably, how many episodes have you heard me record? 1,200 episodes. But not everybody sleeps like I do. They have different feel preferences. They may like a firmer mattress, a softer mattress. They may sleep on their back. They may just sleep on their stomach. They might want to choose a mattress with their partner. And I'm so glad to know all they need to do is go to helixsleep.com/sleep and take the quiz there. And they'll be able to pick a mattress that works for them. What a great thing. People used to have to go to stores and have people watch them, then either figure out delivery or people traipsing around. You have somebody trying to talk you into mattress instead of just taking a quiz and saying, this is what I like. What's going to fit my needs? And they have options to choose from, right? I picked the Helix Dusk Luxe, but now there's the Helix Dusk and the Helix Elite as well. So if you're listening to this conversation right now between me and, for my mattress, but for you too, I want you to get the best night's sleep you can. And I know your mattress is a big part of that. So go ahead and take that quiz. It's helixsleep.com/sleep. And right now, go to helixsleep.com/sleep for 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/sleep for 20% off site-wide. helixsleep.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody.